You're prettier than I am.
Maybe a little bit.
Mm.
I think we're live, though. So
Oh,
stop
yeah.
hitting on me, because your wife's probably watching. Hi, guys. How you doing? We're here. We are,
we
Mike
live?
Filsaime. I think we are live, so you better start
Awesome.
talking.
Excellent. Thanks for the intro. Yes, Mike is out sick, actually. So he has put his two stewards of Marketing Genesis here to fill in. Andy's also out as well. So I'm Sean Vosler. Donna here is our awesomeness manager here, right, at Marketing?
Director of Awesomeness, I believe, is my official title.
And I am the basement guy. I stay in the basement and just work on the computers. But tonight, actually, we've been put in charge of demoing Webinar Jam for you. And what's cool about this, Donna, we were talking about this. I actually, even though I help build the pages and do the split testing and all the cool stuff behind the scenes with Webinar Jam, I've never actually set up a webinar on Webinar Jam.
It's true. I've actually never done it either. In fact, we're probably two of the most unqualified people in this room that we're in right now to be doing this webinar.
Excellent. That is the best way to start a webinar is we actually downplay our influence is what we do here.
Well,
so
exactly.
That's good. Yeah,
I think it's important to note, though, that what we're going to do is go through the creation of a webinar. And neither one of us has ever done it before. I've looked at the software a little bit. Sean has looked at it a little bit. But we've never actually gone through step by step. So what you're about to see is two complete newbies setting up a webinar. Pretty cool, huh?
And I think, anybody on here who's set up GoToWebinar before, it can be really confusing. And there's a lot of intricacies. But from what I've been told, we're going to be able to do this. We've been assured we can do this. So we're going to start here in a moment. Just want to tell you we also have a awesome expert here tonight, too. Alex Jeffries is here with us. It sounds like a talk show now.
It does sound like a talk show.
But Alex Jeffries, he's flown all the way in from London. He may have been here for other reasons, too. But he is here tonight. He's going to help us take a look at some of the strategies behind. He's runs several webinars a day, so he's going to break down some of the different strategies, techniques. So stick around. That'll be in about 15-20 minutes. But I'm going to invite you, if you have any distractions, go on cell phones, put them on mute. Mine is on mute as well, so we can go through this together. You're here with us to help us out as well. So what do you say we dive right in?
Let's go.
Awesome. So what we've got here, obviously, this Webinar Jam special, this is for the next 7 days only. And just to remind you, this sign-up is going to come down right at the end of this. But if you sign up today, that'd be awesome as well. But this unique opportunity actually is a one-time offer, special for life. So that's pretty awesome. But we'll talk about more of that later. Let's go ahead. We're going to fire up the members area of Webinar Jam, kind of give you an inside look at the dashboard and all the awesome stuff you can do at the back end. So,
I think the first thing you'll notice is there's not much there.
Yeah.
I mean, once you log in, you've got 3 buttons on the left, and that's about it. That's where you're getting started. So, let's go for kind of the obvious and click the new webinar button, see what happens.
You think that is how we create the new webinar?
I think so.
Excellent. So we're gonna dive right in, and we've got a nice tutorial. Obviously, that's good if you want to just get an overview, but that's basically what we're going to be doing here. So let's do this. You drive the keyboard, I'll drive the mouse. How's that sound?
Okay. I
So
can see if I turn around.
We're going to name our webinar Super Awesome Webinar.
Super. Oh my goodness! I should not be driving this keyboard.
All right, hold on.
I got it.
You got it. Okay.
Super awesome. Oh my goodness. Some webinar. There we go.
I don't think we can zoom in, Sassy, to the awesome nails Donna has, but if we could. Okay, so webinar title. Let's keep it the same. So the difference here between the name and title, the name is internal for reference, and the title is what folks are going to see on the outside. So maybe you could say webinar B in the name, and then the title is obviously what you would want to show out to the public. So the description here, 150, that's even more than Twitter.
It is.
That's good.
Twitter length description, 150 characters.
Yeah,
so
I think it's 140 on Twitter. So
Sean and Donna demonstrate Webinar Jam.
There we go. Demonstrate. No, that's right.
Oh.
All right, so you know what? Let's schedule it for later because we are already in a webinar. And we are going to dive in. Let's do this. So this is pretty cool. So we can schedule this out. Let's do March the 4th. No, let's do May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Come on.
See, I was
that's
like,
great.
I was like that you would as a Star Wars
Yeah.
geek. If I was like March 4th, because it's the only day that's a command. March 4th.
All right, so we got 11
Such
o'clock.
Okay.
You liked it, Sassy? Okay, good. May the 4th be with you. We are doing, so we're able to set this up. Okay, so we can do multiple sessions.
So what that does, the multiple sessions, because some people have asked, can you do multiple sets or a series of sets? What multiple sessions does is it creates multiple sessions of the same webinar. So if you're planning on doing it multiple times, you can create additional sessions here.
Awesome. So they'll be able to select which session they want to attend. So if they want to jump in at 11 Eastern or 17, which is 12, 13, 14, 15,
5 o'clock.
5. Okay, got it. I can do that math. All right. So
what happens then is there would be a selection when you're registering. They would get to choose between 1 and 2. If you want to schedule a series of trainings, you would just schedule the 7 different webinars.
Gotcha.
But in one of the updates, they're talking about making it so you can schedule a series or a select of trainings. So.
Well, that's good, and there's there's different theories and discussions of what is the best time, and it really just depends on your audience. If your audience mostly East Coast, obviously, and you're on the East Coast, then staying with the Eastern time. But let's go down here. We got the presenter, the admin. We'll just say Donna Awesomeness.
Donna Awesomeness Fox.
Yes.
We probably shouldn't have me type more than I need to.
Yeah, that's all right. So Gmail address. So this is this actually connects directly with your Gmail because it's a Google Hangout. Is the awesome framework we're actually working with here that Webinar Jam integrates with. So awesomeness.
I don't know what it would be for this account.
So
I'm
you
just
can
gonna.
Yeah, whatever works.
Is it okay? Anything will work? All right.
So as long as it's connected with Gmail, and you can get a Google Hangout account with it, which I don't believe you actually have to sign up for anything. It's just making sure that you have the Gmail account. So we could add another presenter here. We'll save that for later.
So, but before you move on, when you click to add another presenter, with Webinar Jam, you can only have 10 people actually speak or be seen at a time. So I know in some other webinar solutions, you can unmute callers so they can ask questions. Because we're based on Google Hangouts, you can only have 10 live people at a time. So if you're doing a coaching call or you're having an interview, you want to set them up as a presenter right here in this session. For the rest of your attendees, the other thousands of people that you can have on the line, they're just going to be able to integrate with you through the chat room.
So it's pretty much unlimited, though, right? I mean, is it 1,000? Is the limit?
Thousands. It's unlimited.
Thousands
actually.
with an S. So
Yep.
so you're. See, that was always an issue we had doing GoToWebinars. We'd max out 1,000. It's a good problem to have, I guess. But here's something else cool. I know I hate to keep comparing, but GoToWebinar, for every new presenter, you pay an extra amount every month.
What?
Yeah, so you can only have up to 10, but I think it gets up for a year if you want 1,000 presenters, or 1,000 registrants and 10 presenters. It's something like $36,000. I'm not even exaggerating. So go out there. They will pull that up later and cause some trouble. So should I hit yes here, guys? Oh, you've got control. Okay.
Oh.
They're handling that, which we will jump back to in a moment. But that's something. Yeah, I was doing some price comparison. We were doing some charts and things. But if you price out GoToWebinar for a year with 10 presenters, it's like 36 to 46,000, I think.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, so I give you permission now. Go open a new tab and go look at that because it's wild. I should not be sending them to competitors.
You should not be sending them to competitors.
But I think they'll agree that is just insane. So we're going to go back now.
Can we go back?
All right. So I'll slowly but surely get back control of my... Do I need to close out of this, guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Then open up my browser again. There we are.
Yeah.
We're back.
All right.
A little bit of a technical difficulty, but no problem. So we'll save that module.
I don't think that was a technical difficulty at all. I think they were just shaking things up.
That was the monitor. Yeah,
they're actually just trying to make it hard. That's hazing, Sean.
Oh, excellent. Live hazing
by our
here at
team.
Marketing Genesis. Keeping it real. All right, so that's step one. Not too bad. Then we can
Now,
get
before you move on, in step 2, look at that button in the upper right corner, that yellow button. That yellow button says Video Help.
Ooh.
So anytime it's during any process that you're setting up a webinar, you can just click that little yellow button, and it gives you a video that shows you what to do on that page.
Does that call them into you directly, Donna? Is that what it does?
Gosh, I hope not.
The Amazon does that or something? All right, yeah. But these little, yeah, they're all built in here. That's great. So, so it's actually, we've got a ton of designs here to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and pick the one I like the best. Ooh.
So there are some standard templates that we have loaded in to help you out with the design. But keep scrolling over to the right, because I think it's the last one. See this where it says, oh, there it is. Your own custom design. If you want to embed the webinar system onto your own web page or your own sales page or behind a member area, this lets you do that. If you click to choose your own custom design, then you get the embed code that embeds your webinar somewhere else. Aren't you glad I'm here, Sean?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because here's the funny thing, you know, with building a brand, if you spend a lot of money invested in advertising and all this stuff, you have a good brand with your audience. Sending them to a nice design registration page is great, but it's even better if you can send them to your own branded page, right? So that's awesome. But also there's a lot of options within the page. I mean, it brings in the presenters and description, and they convert great. I know we've done some tests. We've seen 60-70% opt-in rate on these templates, most of them.
And we've only chosen really high converting templates for you.
Which is always nice of them. So let's go ahead and we'll just select.
Oh, one other thing I want to say, if you go back to the custom.
Okay.
You'll notice that on the custom it says load template. It's a little misleading. It just sort of sets it up that you're going to put your own custom template in, and it gives you the embed code later. You're not actually loading a template. Okay, great. So
cool. That makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll save that. Start there. So here we can either make it free or charge to register. So what are some advantages to both, Donna? Miss Donna.
So you could make your webinar free, in which case the vast majority of the people can come, they register for your seminar, and they can get in and see it. You would do this with a sales presentation. You'd make that free, or if you want to give out free content, if you want to record content because it's free, you would do that with a free webinar. You can charge for your webinar, and it's very easy to do. And if you actually click the charge, it'll show you where you can integrate it with various payment options. So we take all the sort of major cards to checkouts and authorize.net and PayPal. So you can integrate it with your current shopping cart, so your customer data gets moved over as well.
Awesome. So let's make it free.
Yeah, for now. Let's do it easy.
We'll invite everyone for free. And then notifications. So is this sending a notification to us correctly? Here?
Everybody.
To everyone. So after they register.
After they register.
Gotcha. Awesome. Look at all this. This is great. So we could use our own built-in system or an SMTP, which that's actually so if you have a third-party mailing system you want to send the mail from.
So it integrates with Office Autopilot, with Aweber, with GetResponse, with MailChimp, you know, all the major ones. Imnica Mail, my friend will kill me if I don't say that. It also allows you to choose whether or not you're going to send a welcome mail, to choose whether or not you're going to send the replay, to choose whether or not you're going to send a reminder. And as you can see from this template, it's fully customizable, so you can change what message actually goes out if you choose to use our servers.
Awesome, and we've got obviously all the short codes to pull things in, and you know, a welcome email is always a good bet to send out. And then last minute, ooh, this is great. We always used to do this manually, but this is, you can actually do it built right in. So this starting soon email shortly before the webinar time. So obviously, if someone is at work and they got the email and they say, oh crap, I gotta go, I gotta get on this webinar. So that is awesome, very cool. And then we've also got pre-webinar notification. We've got all kinds of stuff. So if you want to do a follow-up, and say, hey, thanks for attending. Here's a quick link to the replay, and also here's the offer we were talking about on the call itself. And you could put that all right in there. Real fancy marketing stuff right there. That's
what I love about it is you have the flexibility. You can send them that information, or you can choose not to send them that information.
Look at this. This is cool too. So this is
nice.
segmenting, which you always want to do in marketing. So you could actually send to just the people who attended, say, hey, I know you saw this. If they didn't attend, you could say, oh, you missed out, but here's the replay. You could do all kinds of fun stuff. That is awesome. Look at this, queue another. So you could do one just for those who attended. You could queue another, make it for who did not attend, email to attended and ordered and did not order. Look at all that. That is awesome. That to me is a game changer in the sense that with other programs, you really have to like be on top of your emails and import the attendees and then import the not attendees, exclude, and all this stuff. Having that all built right in is just, that's awesome.
It's really nice that it integrates with your autoresponder. So if you want to list segment, not just within Webinar Jam, but within Get Response or Aweber or whatever autoresponder you're using, it'll do the segmentation there as well.
Oh, and it sends text messages.
It does.
I didn't know that. See, I'm learning too. Look at this, guys. We're learning together. All right, so we can activate SMS. Look at this. Uses a third-party system to manage all that. And we can do phone call notifications. Look at all that. And I imagine the Tropo is a third-party system that you want to have to manage all that. But
I imagine.
So we'll go ahead and turn that off for now. But that is there's no way that's not going to be effective. Any reminder is.
So we've just hit like step 5 out of 10 steps.
Yeah,
so we're halfway through our webinar creation.
And we're running kind of slow here because we're kind of, I mean, at least
we're yapping about it.
Yeah, I'm yapping. But this, so Adam, obviously we want Adam there. So this is kind of cool. And this is actually, I don't know if too many people know this, but this is one of the leading ways to build your list. If you host a webinar for someone else's product, say you're bringing them on as a guest, obviously you're going to promote to it, but they're going to promote to it too. So if they're mailing to your webinar, it's a great way to build your list with JVs. And obviously when they opt in, you're going to grow your list and obviously having them automatically go into one of these multiple
And notice, I don't know how close you can get on the screen, but it's Aweber, GetResponse, iContact, Infusionsoft, MailChimp, Imnica, ListWire, One Shopping Cart, and ActiveCampaign. So,
there's ones on there I've never heard of. That's awesome.
There's also an other, which just allows you to
drop
your form code in. Exactly.
Autoresponder code. So anything will work there, but we're going to not be cool.
We're going to skip that because we don't have it.
So let's do a thank you. So, look at this. Customized thank you video. So you could shoot a quick video on your phone, upload it to YouTube or Vimeo, paste the link right in there, and just say, hey, thanks for signing up. This is post?
This is your thank you page of the webinar.
Okay,
so they
great.
register for the webinar, they go to the thank you page, this is what they'll say. Hi, thanks for registering the webinar, I'll see you on Friday night.
Ninja trick here, all right? So this is something I know a lot of folks are doing these days with webinars, is on the registration page itself is putting a small upsell. So let's say you're doing a free webinar and you want to do a quick, hey, thanks, make sure you mark your calendar. I want to tell you about it real quick membership, something like that. You could do a one-time offer right on the thank you page itself. So that's another way, to monetize, but you can do that right in here. So that's awesome. You could put a video in there, and obviously you could put same text. You could just type it up, but a video is always more effective, right?
So, and then the thank you page will be the same template as the registration page. Okay. So the look and feel will be the same, and it'll just have your custom message on it. Awesome. And then you can also preview it after you put something on.
Yeah, I think each step here actually that has a look and feel. You can preview it, make sure you're doing well. Then we got our good old countdown, which if you've come to the webinar, you get a good idea of how this works. Now, here's the funny thing. I guess not funny, but it's a part of our psychology. We see a limited time, and it makes us. It calls for an action. So that's something we've built right into this system. It always boosts conversions. So we can do a countdown on the page itself with a video, all kinds of good stuff. So that's really cool. So we right now are not going to do that. But this is obviously a countdown to when it begins.
Right.
To when the webinar begins. So optional there, but good to have. Now we're down here on the live setting. So we've got, this is really cool. So instead of basically having to tell them to go somewhere or do something random, we can actually show them offers on the screen? Is that what this is?
That's exactly it. I mean, I love that we're doing this with Sean because it's his
Like,
first time he's
ooh.
even looked at the software. I've at least looked at it, although I've not set it up. What this page does is it configures your offer for doing a live promotion or a live push. So at some point, if we had a live offer for you, we could say, and now just click the button below, and a button magically appears, or maybe it's to the side. I actually don't know.
It's there somewhere.
It's there somewhere.
It's there somewhere.
But this is where you configure that. You name the offer, you give a description of it, you put in the offer button, you put the message on the button, a message above the button.
So awesome. So you can actually, awesome. So you put all the pricing, you've got a call to action here, show me more, I'm interested. That's awesome. So that'll generate.
Let me talk about that for a second.
Sure.
So this drop-down list generates the text that you want on the button, and lots of people are asking us whether or not Webinar Jam works in other languages. And the answer to that is yes, it is eventually going to work in other languages, but not right now. Right now it's English only. You can, obviously there's a lot of customization, so you can customize the text on your page, you can customize the email messages that go out, but you can't customize the buttons yet. You also can't use special characters in your webinar description. So if you're speaking in German and you've got an umlaut in there, it's not going to show up in your webinar description. It's going to create an error. So right now, there's I would say 95% of the Webinar Jam works with all different languages. Eventually,
few little things like that.
Eventually, we'll push out buttons in other languages.
Gotcha.
And notice that there's not only an offer button with a drop-down that you can choose, but right above it is message above the offer button. So if you need to kind of do a little workaround, a little Spanish message saying the button below says this in English.
Uber awesome.
Exactly.
Uber awesome.
Exactly.
So that's good to know. I'm glad. Actually, you know, it's funny. Donna's very close to the software itself in that sense. She knows, you know, what because this is the fun thing about a platform like this. It's always evolving, always growing, and when you are getting a lifetime membership or a one-time payment, you're often, you know, wondering is this going to be updated regularly and all that. But that's the cool thing. We have a full team dedicated to just improving this. We're taking all the feature requests. It's going international, so we got to get all the languages working and all that. But like you said, obviously, if they can hear you in a different language and you say click that button, they're going to see a button and they're going to click it. So.
Exactly. And we have rollouts happening fairly regularly with Webinar Jam. So like new features are being rolled out, and they're all included in this lifetime membership that you get today. So I mean, it's a no-brainer, Sean. Really, it's a no-brainer. And
the fact that it's funny, like, I'm actually really getting excited because I want to start doing more and more webinars, and this is just because I used to actually manage a lot of GoToWebinar stuff, and it's scary. I'll be honest, it's scary getting all the emails right, because you'd have to do it manually. There's no autoresponder sequence within, you have to make sure you're doing it right, excluding people and all that. But having this all in one system is just really cool. So this is, this will literally, if you have a tech person, they're going to love you for this. Because here's the thing, I used to have to manually record these webinars, manually download them, export them, upload them to a host, embed them on a page, literally 2-3 hours of work just to get a replay going. And look at this. I think we just click one thing. Look at this. We've got a replay.
Yep, no expiration. Awesome. It expires a set number of hours after the webinar.
We can do a question box. See, coding all this into a page from a tech guy's perspective, this is great because I do not love building this stuff from hand. Having it all right here is fantastic.
Well, we let our coders do it, so you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. That is the best way to do it. Done for you, right? So you put in sales support email. So here's the cool thing. They fill out a question, right? It goes to your support. You can reply to them. Yep. So if you know when your replay is going up, you could actually keep an eye on your support ticket and reply to a question almost in real time, right? So that's
What's great about this is somebody, like, you may not have a lot of experience doing a webinar, so you may not be comfortable with monitoring the chat room and delivering your content. Maybe you just want to focus on delivering your content.
Yeah.
So you choose not to have a chat room, but this allows you to take questions. You can tell people, and at the end, there'll be a place for you to take questions.
You know what, let's do that now.
Question.
That's what we're going to do when there's a replay of this up, if there is. We're not sure yet.
Of this one?
Then we'll have them fill out the questions right now. If you're watching, go fill out the questions because we've selected that. So we've got another fixed offer here, so you could add in your offer again. And look at this, delay the offer. So this is very important. With a webinar replay, many tests we've done, delaying the button even just a minute is going to boost your conversions, because when someone is going to a replay or they're watching a video, if you instantly hit them with a button and you frame the webinar as an informative webinar, they're not going to get the value. They're just going to see the whiskers of the sales button. And this will give you can even just delay it a few minutes and you're going to see a boost in conversions, or you can even delay it to the time that you bring the offer up, and it'll show right at that time. So if you scrub through your video and you know exactly when, you could go to the 1 hour and 3 minute mark and 20-second, and then that offer is going to show.
And the button appears magically as soon as you say click that button below.
Magically. Absolutely. So we'll save this, and I'm glad it's not requiring me to do all this. That would be great.
I love this tab. This is my favorite tab, the Miscellanea tab.
Miscellanea.
Right now, the only thing in the Miscellanea tab is the opportunity for you to make money by being a Webinar Jam affiliate.
There you go.
So with every Webinar Jam webinar that there is a Powered by Webinar Jam logo at the bottom of it that cannot be removed. However, you can use it to make money for you by converting it into your affiliate link. So that's kind of awesome.
That is very awesome. I think that adds up over time. I'm not gonna lie. That's really
sure
great.
Does. Especially if you buy now when there's a $297 for a lifetime, or I guess $297 one-time payment, versus in 8 days when we go back to $297 a year, because you get commissions on the sales that you'll be bringing in year after year after year.
So you should do a Webinar Jam webinar on Webinar Jam.
Absolutely.
Is that what we're saying? All right.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we're doing right now.
And you can see how well it's going swimmingly, isn't it?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. No. All right. So we are all.
Moms would be so proud.
Are we done? Yeah.
This is it. We're done.
Awesome.
I mean, we're ready to publish the webinar.
So we can publish it, which would save it into the dashboard, or we can email the links. I guess we could do either one, huh?
You can email the links to your, presenter or administrator, anybody that you've had in there. That is going to be helping you manage the webinar, run the chat room, that sort of thing.
Because they're gonna put in their email and give,
exactly.
Okay.
And if you hit publish the webinar, I've never done this. Like, this is the scary moment, and I know Sean is avoiding hitting it. But
we have created it.
But
we did it. We're already done.
There we go. And now you go back to the My Webinars tab, and you can see we've got a super awesome webinar.
And obviously we don't have any analytics yet.
Well, but take a look.
There's a lot of cool stuff in here. I know I've seen.
Hit the display analytics button again, all the way over to the right, that bottom one to the right. Close, choose the webinar, and then click the bottom one.
Oh.
Because it'll show you what the analytics will be.
I don't know if it does that.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it does. Oh, thank you, Donna.
So you're welcome.
Awesome. So we've got all these awesome. You can look at this, take a screenshot. Obviously,
it gives you information about traffic. It gives you information about the number of sales, the revenue, the conversion, the EPCs. All the stuff that people are concerned about when it comes to webinar stats. They're all there, available on the stats page.
Sign up rate, all that stuff, all right there. We did it all in under 25 minutes, and we were even gabbing a lot.
Pretty awesome.
We did gab quite a bit.
Which is good, because I'm going to the movies in 15 minutes. So
I'll tell you what.
Better get Alex Jeffries on.
There we go. Let's swap you out, Donna. Appreciate it. Let's do a high five.
High five.
There we go. Thanks,
Wonder
Donna.
Twin Powers. Activate.
We did it. We did it.
All right. I guess I'm going to leave, and then
Alex Jeffries, come on in. Actually, they'll have to swap mics real quick. So go ahead and.
No, he's got one.
Oh, he's got one. Look at it. We've got it all figured out. Look at this. All right, Alex, take a seat in the hot chair.
Hot seat, huh?
Multiple webinars a day. Pleasure to see you, my friend. All the way from London, right? Right outside in Wales a little bit.
That's right.
Wave home to the Wales. We've got 1,000 people on from Wales.
I have my team on right now.
Excellent.
And they're just saying some great stuff. I just want to tell you some of the stuff my team are talking about right now.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I've been drafted onto this. I've got some strategies I want to talk about webinars. Just something Donna's going, but just something that's interesting. I'm going to talk about problems with GoToWebinar. First of all, get out of the way.
We're swapping mics.
Just plug this.
Sassy, everybody. You're not supposed to be. No one should know your identity, Sassy.
Sassy.
I don't know Sassy's real name. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. You take a 2-second coffee break. That's for us, not for you. Don't go anywhere.
Sassy, I'm going to need help. Okay, I don't need help. I'm good. I'm a professional. I'm a
He's got it.
professional. Am I good?
I think so. It says on mute. That's good, right? We'll let Sassy do an audio check real quick.
Audio check 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a comfy seat, man.
Yeah. Scoot on in. Let's
comfy.
get intimate here.
Do it, yeah, let's do it.
Let's. I'm gonna get the awesome, cool timer in the background.
I like
It's
that.
Scary.
It's pretty cool, huh?
I love it. Yeah. We've been having fun with this stage. So let's make sure the audio is good real quick. We'll do a quick check. Oh no, we're still.
Huh?
Okay.
So this is normally when people would cut to commercials and all that good stuff, but we don't have that luxury here.
Are we good now?
But while he's getting that figured out, here's something I want to stress to people. I've set up
We good? Yeah, I'm
dozens
good.
and dozens of GoToWebinars. I know you have too.
Mhm.
Would you say that process there is that obviously easier, but did it make more logical sense from a marketing perspective? I mean, for GoToWebinar, it's more. It's obviously a marketing tool, but not to the extent that the different structure that's been.
Okay, so like I said, it's 3 o'clock in the UK right now. My team are actually all text me watching this right now. It's blown up. We're having a conversation about how we need to use Webinar Jam. I've been running webinars since 2008 every single week. We run multiple webinars every single week. We do 6 figures a month with webinars. I mean, it's the best platform that I know of to make money. Just by watching this, we're like, we need this, right? We are going to be using this from now on. Now, I want to just, like, Donna's left, but it's just interesting. You know, Donna knows me from 2006. Donna, are you still in the building? Donna knows me from 2006 when I was actually scared to get on the phone in a group environment. So I was actually too scared to speak on the phone. And I was definitely too scared to be on a camera like this, right? I didn't feel that I had any presence, anything to add. And Donna was one of the people who actually helped me get on the phone one time. So just what's interesting here, and I'll come back to GoToWebinar then, what's interesting here is just some stuff about this. First of all, when you're using webinars, you can script them, and I can actually do something as a bonus for you guys who actually get Webinar Jam today. I can give you my training on how to script a webinar, so you don't have to wing it.
Awesome.
You can actually read a script. I used to script everything word for word. Right? So I can actually teach you how to do that. Great little bonus.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah, he's writing it down. Also, you don't have to do face like this. You actually do PowerPoint. And my PowerPoints are the worst PowerPoints you have ever seen. Like, you don't get worse than my PowerPoints, trust me.
White space to kill a person. Is
Yeah,
that what we're talking about?
Terrible. But anyway, going back to GoToWebinar. And here's the thing. This is why, like, I've used GoToWebinar since 2008. We're going to be using this straight away, right? Here's why. Only 1,000 people can join GoToWebinar. Just recently, I got 2,500 customers sign up, and they all paid for a webinar. How do I get them all on that?
Ouch.
How do I get them all on that?
Yeah.
Right? So we had to do multiple to deliver the content. Another thing is, and this is hell, by the way, and you know, if you actually do a webinar, you do amazing content, and then it crashes and you lose everything.
Ooh.
That's the worst. Like, you've just lost, you know, just gold right there. And something else that I hate about it, and this is like, we're actually just, my team just said to me, we can remove a person who works for us full time from downloading, converting, uploading these files. There's just endless hours of rendering time, just endless. You know, when somebody's charging you, you know, a lot of money per hour to do this, it's you know, become obsolete straight away. So that's pretty cool. We just saved thousands there just in that one thing, which is pretty freaking cool.
Not to mention what you're paying for GoToWebinar already.
Yeah, well, I'm actually one of the lucky ones who are from way back in the day in 2008 where I got locked in, but now it's like $500 a month.
Yeah.
If you want to use it, right? So just some things, if I can just throw some strategy in.
Absolutely.
And
Let's
just
talk strategy, because I know, I mean, we were talking a little bit earlier, like the key things that make a webinar work aren't necessarily the beauty of your presentation or the charisma you have. I mean, it helps, but it's not a disadvantage if you have a white and black or black text on a white background presentation. I'm sure you've done 6 figures with simple stuff. So that's something that I think we need to stress to people, is that like you don't have to be a keynote expert. You don't have to have it set up like this to make webinars that convert. So tell us some of the things you do. Oh, we're all so mature here. That you do in your webinars to help convert.
Okay, so I want to just talk about three types of webinars a moment, because I think this is very important. Okay, there's the free webinar where you actually get people on to educate them to buy something. So you get people to sign up to a webinar. You then educate them to buy something. You then give them the offer to buy that something. Then you can do a questions and answer session to overcome the objections, right? And again, in my bonus, I cover this stuff. I've got you covered in a great.
I'm taking notes, but okay, we'll.
But also, what's really cool is these paid webinars. Like, trust me, that's a game changer for me, to actually have somebody sign up to a webinar for paid. And here's why. We used to have to do this ghetto back in the day. And the very first week I did it, though, a paid webinar, right? $350,000 in sales.
Wow.
$350,000 in sales in a week.
Wow.
And
it was retrofitted, right? It wasn't.
Oh, it was ghetto. Yeah, it's just so ghetto, right?
Send them to a PayPal button, basically.
Yeah. And now it's just so much easier. So check this. So again, there's the free webinar where you have them sign up for a webinar for free. You then educate them on the webinar. You give them content, but basically educating them why they should buy something. Then you give them the offer to buy this something. Then you do a questions and answer session to overcome the objections. Okay. Then there's the paid webinars, which this just is genius for. I'm just like so excited right now, right? Yeah. And also, though, there's content webinars. Now, I actually have people pay me thousands of dollars to join me on weekly content webinars. But there's no pitch, there's no agenda.
It's more like a coaching.
Yeah, like coaching, but I'm just winging everything. I'm getting on the phone, there's speaking like questions and answers. Creating content on the fly with people. They speak to me. I overcome their objections. I help them with things. But we record these calls, right? I'm able to then sell those calls. So sometimes, every single week, imagine just creating content every week.
Adds up.
You never know what piece is going to be amazing. Yeah. And I come off some webinars, I'm like, wow, we could sell this for thousands. Yeah. And we just repackage it and send it out the door.
So one of your biggest hurdles in that is obviously downloading and all that. I mean, like actually screen recording all that. I mean, it's now you've got the embed right after the video. Within Google actually renders it, and puts it, and it's all set to private. But you actually are instantly given the replay on. Everybody knows how to use YouTube, but it's set to private, so it's not out to the world. But you can just link straight to that. I mean,
and here's a great thing. Like with my clients who pay me thousands. If they don't turn up to the live show, they actually know that it's a 48-hour delay till they get the content. So if I do my content on a Thursday, it's a Saturday by the time they can get it at the earliest, with all of the downloads, rendering, all of this stuff, uploading. I mean, it's a horrible process.
It's about 2 hours is the rendering. Like, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, but sure, but that's if it all goes well.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, the webinar jam. Yeah, I mean, we did this the other day. We did a replay. And we shot the webinar, and they're like, we want to mail the replay out tonight. I was like, we can't. There's no way. Yeah. And then he's like, oh no, we got the link already. Here it is. I was like, oh, all right.
And just imagine as a creating content, the clients then are so much more happier. It's like content straight away. If you miss the call, it's there that evening for you. As soon as you get home, it's there.
Wow.
Because what I also do is like Q&A sessions. So here's just another quick strategy. I actually have people pay me to join live webinars where I do a Q&A session. It's just straight Q&A, and they pay thousands to join this Q&A session. A lot of people don't turn up just for time differences and stuff. So I read their question, they send it in advance. I read their question, and then it's recorded.
Wow.
Imagine, but they have to wait 2 days for it. It's a bit of a,
Yeah.
Imagine now that they can just get the recording straight away. So it's a game changer for me.
That's excellent.
And it gives a better service to the clients, and I'm quite excited for what I'm hearing right now.
I mean, just kind of thinking off the grid here, but you bring up a great point. I mean, if we've got any coaches or consultants or anybody really who makes a living selling their knowledge, I think we've kind of hit on a key point. The quicker you can deliver the product that you've sold, the more satisfied your customer is going to be, and the less pain they're going to feel from the delays. Because, I mean, if I paid, let's say, $2,000 for a group consulting, and I had to wait 2 days because I couldn't make the call. It's just you're starting to feel the pain of that. Maybe I won't do that next time, but if I'm getting it the next day or even a few hours later, like that's awesome.
Totally. 100%. Like, you know, the experience starts to dwindle. You know, if we the old way, right? So and I've just done that for years. Like, here's the fix right here. Just some other stuff. Selling high-ticket stuff. I've never found a better platform to sell high-ticket stuff off than a webinar. Bring a group of people in, put them onto a webinar, give them content to educate them why they should buy, and then sell them something high-priced. I don't know any other platform that is better. So that's just for me personally. That's how I'm able. And of course, business is about money, right? So
yeah. Well, and we've trained on our. We do a lot of training with live webinars and also recorded things. But we talked about an ascension model. So there's basically you're building up levels of interest into higher level products and you know, if you've got a list of folks that are paying $7, $10 to get in a product, you're not going to make a huge living selling $7 products, but it gives you an idea of their interest, and you can bring them up into the funnel. But that's an amazing. I mean, selling those higher end tickets, you can't hardly convert on a sales page. I mean, you're not. You just don't. You have to make that connection, and you do it. I mean, we've probably read a lot of the same kind of psychology and you know, read a lot of the same blogs, but everybody probably knows in this call the English language, or any language really, is mostly communicated through your voice.
Tonalities.
And, tonalities, your pace. So written word, a lot of times people lose, or they'll be scanning, they'll miss the point, but you can really empathize. Wow. And I just messed that whole line of thought up. But you can you can really get the point across. That's what emphasize. There we go. Sassy with the save.
So sassy with the save.
Things.
And again, just, you know, to really reiterate, a bonus I'm giving, and I'm just saying here that I teach about tonalities, about pacing, about this. You know, so when the script goes in, one thing that comes from webinars. Now we have. I know multiple thousands of people go through my webinars every single week, and at the end of webinars we get feedback. And something they say is, wow, I resonated with that guy so much. Wow, that guy just spoke directly to me. Wow, you know, that guy was just so helpful. And the reason is, on a live webinar, there's a chat box. And you can actually read. You know, it's not like, you know, camera now. You can actually read what people are saying to you and speak back to them. And sometimes what I do is if somebody's question comes, I throw the question out there, I answer it, and it overcomes maybe 20, 30 people.
A lot of people have the same question, right?
Most people,
I mean, and it's if it's not in the front of their mind, it's in the back of their mind. You know, it's there somewhere. And I just saw how awesome my hair looks.
I know, look at mine.
Insane. Yeah, you look. Well, I tell you, man, I think for me personally, it's one of those it's not even really a decision at this point. If you have a business where you know that you're going to be able to present your product in this kind of fashion, or with a PowerPoint or anything like that, it's really a no-brainer. I mean, the only really issue is the pricing. And for me, the funny thing is, when you're paying for something so valuable as a content creator, not just a selling tool. That's really what webinars can be, as a selling tool. But what you brought up that really resonated was, you can create content with this, and that's really cool. I never really thought about that.
And just to really reiterate and the point, you know, you can do these free webinars, paid webinars, create content webinars, and you haven't got any of the headaches around it. So, you know, some people here may, you know, just for an example, there's going to be different segments of different groups, okay, in the marketplace. There's going to be people who have really no clue, that want to get involved and start doing, you know, making money with webinars. There's going to be the experts who already have some knowledge, but they don't know how to package it. You know, they don't really know how to use the webinar. And there's the people who are already, like me, who are already using webinars and just know they're going to crush it with this. So, you know, all three groups can benefit from, you know, the jam, because, you know, number one, you haven't got a headache of, you know, all of the technical stuff, right? That's just, you know, that's just a thing of the past, which is pretty freaking cool. And I love Filsaime for that. You know, it's you know, it's very happy with that. And also, you know, the content side of it, you know, the speed of delivery, you know,
plays and
I'm sold.
Well, here's the funny. My first job in internet marketing was recording, setting up managing webinars, and it was literally a 20-hour-a-week job, and we only really ran like 5 webinars a week.
Wow.
But it was a full-time, or it was part-time. 20 hours is part-time these days, right? Something like that. But I literally spent, that was my job, was to set these up. So I would be obsolete if this came out in my day. I'd be very upset at the time. But
well, I think one person in my team is going to be a bit upset because the job's become obsolete. And it's, and the reality is that we're paying thousands of dollars for that service to render, because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I just like the security now that I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to lose a webinar again.
Have you ever let's not talk
about it.
Don't want to talk about
Let's not even talk about it. Please,
Ooh.
Please don't talk about it. And here's the thing, just
Sure.
for me as a pain, imagine though I've done a Q&A session, and then it crashes, and the people, they're like, so they're like, where's my answers to my questions? I want to get my business moving forward, and also then that puts me under pressure because I now have to create something else again.
Right.
And I might have, it'd be the weekend. I normally do like coaching webinars on a Thursday. Maybe weekend I've got to do, phone calls.
No fun at all. No fun at all.
Think of the past.
Oh, that's great, man. Well, I'm glad we could sell the webinar guide.
I'm sold.
He's sold on it.
I'm sold.
So I'm going to recommend, guys, go out. This is obviously a limited time, but here's the thing. If you take Action Day, we've got a bonus. I didn't even know about this, but you've got it. So tell us a little bit more about this scripting thing, because obviously, if you're doing 300,000 on a webinar, you've practiced a lot. But what is the key to that?
Okay, so the scripting was from a video, the sold webinars. Okay, I do webinars like multiple a week. It's quite crazy how many we have running, operating, but they're so profitable. Yeah, it's like why wouldn't we do them when we can make so much money? It's just such a simple method, right? So so the bonus is, first of all, the scripting. How to script from start to finish. From, hey, welcome, Alex Jeffries here. Welcome to this webinar. In today's session, I'm about to share, So how to script the webinar. Also, how to create the PowerPoints, which is very simple, ghetto, right? And then from there, how to, make an offer. How to, do the price hike. I mean, everything's included. What I've done to make millions with this style of presentation, tonality. So
So that in itself, I think. I mean, I know people have sold that kind of training for thousands and thousands of dollars. So, and here's the cool thing. Let's say you're just getting started, right? So you're looking at this and you say, well, I think I could host a webinar. I could put a PowerPoint together. This framework we're talking about here, and I know Frank Kern's done some things like this, and some other folks who do webinars a lot. The framework really is a great place to start. So it's almost like your table of contents, and then you just really are filling in blanks. So you say, well, okay, I'm an expert in this, and here's what I'm going to be sharing today. Let's look at some statistics, and then here's some problems people are facing and how my product solves it. And that kind of structure.
I think it's even simpler as well. Yeah. Tell a good story that they resonate with, and everybody's got a story, right? And that's it. As long as they can resonate with you, and the great thing is you have that chat box, so they're going to be asking you questions, and you can start overcoming objections live on the webinar. And I've never had any platform, not on stage. When I speak on stage, you don't get that.
No,
you just do not get it because people are interrupting all the time, putting their hands up. On a webinar, the question comes in. You can either answer it or not answer it. And the ones you feel like answering, and that's how you can start putting the story out there. In fact, Jim's just said this question here. Tell Jim's question. I remember when I was just like Jim, and I was going through this process. Right. And we've all been through something that people resonate with. So it's really, really simple. It is. I'm a big fan of webinars. I think the simplicity of them. I teach people how to do them all the time. I look forward to using this, and I hope that you're as sold as I am, because I come here pretty much not knowing anything.
Right. We just met today.
We met today. I've just turned up at the studio. I'm like, I want to find out more about webinar jams. I'm in town.
And then we put them on stage.
And here I am. Here's my notes.
Yeah, and here's my notes. It's great. Yeah. About 5 lines, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We're for Q&A. What we're going to do, we're going to save all the questions that are coming through the chat box right now, and we're going to reach out to each one of you individually with those questions. If there's any questions about pricing or anything, but just to reiterify, the pricing here, it may seem a little confusing because one time, what does that really mean? It's literally one time. Like, you pay this, and you don't have to pay. It seems that simple, but it really is, because when you look at GoToWebinar and you see the pricing, you say $4.99 a month for 1,000
It's crazy.
people, you start like, that's a really high bar of entry, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like for the average business
Mm-hmm.
owner, that is a big expense. And I mean, I don't think I know any small business that says, I got $500 a month sitting around that I can just put on the table, but it's even worth it at that price, isn't it? Because you've seen the return.
I mean, it is worth it at that price, but here's what I was going to say, right? Get Webinar Jam, right? Set up your own webinar. I'll help you set up the script and run one webinar. Here's the great thing. You don't have to have anything prepared to sell. Now hear me very carefully. I have made millions of dollars selling stuff that's not even created yet. So they pay me up front, then I do webinars to deliver the content. Okay?
Wow.
Okay. So you can literally get Webinar Jam, set up a webinar, build a script, have an offer that's not even created yet, sell it, and then deliver it on a webinar. I'll share with you how to do that.
That's excellent. So that's all in the bonus?
Yep.
Wow. And this is exciting because, I mean, for me personally, it's always a struggle of what should I focus my time on? What's my best ROI for my time in marketing? And this, I mean, webinars clearly are the highest converting thing, but the fact that, with a script, how long would you say it takes to fill out your script if you've got maybe an hour, 2 hours?
Oh, man, my guys are watching as well. I promise you, we have just scrambled in the past, like just minutes before. Like we're like, hey, we're eating some food. We got a webinar. Like, let's just get something together quick.
Yeah, we've got something scheduled. Let's do it. We totally didn't do that tonight, did we?
No, we had.
So okay, let's say you take an hour. So you've got an hour to do that. 20 minutes to set up a webinar jam.
Yep.
You post it out to your Facebook. Maybe you get a JV to help you promote if you don't have a list. Even if you're just pulling in 10 people on a call, here's the cool thing about webinars. I've never really seen a webinar do under 10%. And that's even just not doing that well is 10%. But if you can, if you're doing really well and you're at 20%, 30%, if you have 10 people on the call, you're going to make 3 sales. Let's say you're selling a product, $200 product. I mean, that's not chump change. So getting started with that isn't tough. I mean, I know for me personally, literally 2 minutes before we get started, I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this.
He was.
Jeffrey's like walking me back on the stage. He's like, you got this, buddy. I'm like, okay. And you can see, off the cuff, me, Donna, literally, I want to throw my integrity on the table here. I've literally never set up a webinar jam before. And we just did. We managed to set it up 20 minutes, and that was just looking, like clicking.
Working stuff out,
yeah. So go pick it up, guys. I mean, we've got a 30-day guaranteed satisfaction. I mean, that to me is you're not going to need 30 days to figure out that this is an awesome platform, but just in case, that's there. This offer is not going to be around forever. Literally after this special offer ends, the pricing will go back to a yearly fee, and this pricing is not going to be around again. So definitely recommend going to webinarjam.com and tell us about your first jam session. I mean, get it started and keep us in the loop. I want to see what people are doing out there.
Yeah, and as soon as I'm here, you said there's a 30-day guarantee, right? Let's try and set one up in 30 days. Get one set up. Use my help to get it out there and make more profits.
Excellent.
So I'm saying just make more profits than you do. And if you've already got some sort of experience, this is going to be so easy for you, to help people. Because that's the main thing. I get on the webinars, I'm passionate because I know I can help people. I'm very passionate about what I do. And that passion shines through, but the only reason is I've dedicated myself to, to learn marketing, and then I help people market their businesses. So if you've got any knowledge in any area, and you can help somebody, definitely,
great platform.
Yeah, definitely get it set up. Let me help you set the scripting up. And you don't even have to script it. Like, I wing a lot of stuff, but with a good script, you convert so consistently.
Well, if you need to go back to it, you can. It's kind of like a binky, Like if you're nervous for your first time, but you can extemporaneously talk. I mean, you can look back at, okay, here's where I should be, and obviously, a little bit of a timer is good. Keep track of where you're at. I'm sure we could ramble on for hours. And in respect with that, we'll probably start wrapping up. And what we'll do for questions, because I can see some coming through, why don't we do this? In the chat box, we do have a record of these. What we'll do is, actually, I'm going to jump back off and pull up these questions, send out some messages to you individually. So stay on the chat box if you would. We'll go ahead and wrap up the webinar itself. But if you stay in chat, you have a few more questions, we'll make sure to get to you in the chat box itself. So I'm Sean Vosler. Really appreciate you all. Alex.
I'm Alex Jeffries. Pleasure. Pleasure.
We're going to sign off like on the newscasters.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, excellent. But,
good stuff,
really
guys.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And if you made it, we know everyone who started is here at the end. We know that for sure. But we appreciate you staying for the whole hour, and we'll have a replay out to the folks who need it. And again, appreciate you.
My team are here, just still talking, saying this is amazing. They
Excellent.
can't wait to get on there. I'm done. I'm sold, man.
All right.
Good stuff. Thanks for introducing me to it. And yeah, pleasure. And I look forward to sending the bonus out to you. That's Alex Jeffries signing out.